all the sorts. Yeah, you know that we fire, ain't talking about no tours. And we talking about them hoopers that hoop in that court. And we get straight to business. I get them rest like it's tennis. Yeah, they come to the sports, we a menace. Yeah, feel like we in the pool, go swimming. Yeah. I'm on the beat, I took off. Let the game talk, don't need a look off. I run off on the interview football. Yeah, the you ain't that look off. We get green like bait, we poking that babe, no, it's big South K. They talking about Wilson, you know they go crazy. And I'm feeling like Trey, I pull up for the trade. Yeah.
Welcome to the Tiger Town Podcast. I'm Talia.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Kim.
And I'm Josh.
And you can find the show on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, comment, and 5-star rate. How have you guys' week been going?
I was okay. We've been running a lot in practice, but it all, work out in the long run. Yeah.
Mine's been pretty good. You know, we had our 2 games yesterday. Starting off on a good start. It's pretty good. How about you, Josh?
Same as Kim. I've been running a lot at practice, but it's been okay.
How was your week, Talia?
Good. You know, I was at the same 2 games. Just excited the season's finally started.
Yep. So now we have the question of the day. Give your best impression of one of your coaches.
Who's going first? I'll go first. Okay, so my dad, obviously, he'd be like, I guess you guys never learned and stuff like that. And then he'll be like he likes to stand up, like he likes to put his like joggers or like high water all the time. And he was like 75. He's always yelling all the time. And then that's pretty much it with him. And they're always yelling, him and Coach Lewis.
Coach Davis, I don't know. It's just like yesterday he was like, they haven't beat us in 5 or 6 years. Everybody just wants to beat us. Like they're coming in here thinking they're us. Like they want to beat us.
No, that's like all coaches. They're like,
oh
be the standard. That's like they're.
He always says something like that, or like if you hit, like you get a good hit or something, he's like, good hit, like real loud on the sideline.
Yeah, Coach Alyssa is always talking about how like in between sets she'll always say like, let's keep them below this whenever we just like they didn't score more than 10.
Oh my God, when she does our Tigers on 3, she's like, Tigers on 3, 1, 2, 3, and like she takes like a big breath in between it. It is so funny.
What you got, Josh?
Coach Carlos, he's always screaming and yelling for no apparent reason sometimes.
You gonna give us an impression?
I can't do it. I'm gonna start laughing.
All right. Well, now it's time for our Tiger Town Sports recap. The Lady Tigers faced Crestwood Tuesday night at the Tigers Den. Crestwood took the first set 17-25, but the Tigers quickly came back in the second set, winning 25-14. The third set flew by. The Tigers won 25-8. The fourth and final set, the Tigers closed the game with a 25-6 win.
And then the Lady Tigers Volleyball faced Darlington in a quick match last night. Darlington started the first set with the lead against the Tigers, but the Tigers came back and won the first set 26-24. The Tigers took the momentum from the first set and carried it to the second set in the third set. The Tigers won the second set 25-14, and then the third set also flew by, and the Tigers won the match 25-15. This Thursday, both the boys and varsity girls will take on North Myrtle Beach. The girls will be traveling while the boys will be staying home. Good luck to both teams as they face their challenge at 6 o'clock. Go Tigers!
This past Friday, Wilson took on the Dillon Wildcats, losing 31-14. The Tigers were holding on with the Wildcats until 2 bad snaps caused them to give up 2 touchdowns in less than 6 minutes. On the bright side, Coach said that the team is starting to look more disciplined, which is a good sign for the going season.
This Friday, Tiger football travels to Hilton Head to take on the Seahawks. The Tigers are hoping to execute on their plays and do better on special teams. Hopefully the team pull out the win. Go Tigers.
And now it's time for the topic of the week, which we've all been waiting for. Do you feel that female athletes have it more difficult than male athletes?
I feel like female athletes have it a lot harder than men.
Why do you say that?
Because there's 3 main reasons. So there's how much money they get, their broadcast on TV, and then gender basis. So there is a female that has started doing NASCAR driving, a female that started that's in the MLB, and as far as high school goes, there has been female kickers and stuff like that in football, but it's typically not seen and it's frowned upon. Most of the time, it's go play a women's sport. Women typically don't get paid enough, even sports and in jobs and stuff, and they don't get a lot of coverage on TV. 95% of TV broadcasts are for men's sports.
I agree, but disagree, because when it comes to skill wise, with multi-gender sports like basketball, volleyball, there's accommodations for different sports. For basketball, the ball is smaller for girls. With volleyball, I'm pretty sure like the net is a little higher for boys like than it is. But like yeah, like when it comes to like media wise, like pay, like yeah, like females have it more hard. It's like land endorsements and all that. But like yeah, so I guess I can agree to disagree at the same time.
I kind of feel the same way. Like I think there's certain things where I'm with one or the other. So if you talk about stuff like mental health, I think men get treated differently than women because they're supposed to suck it up and be like, be a man. So even like in professional sports, women have it easier, not necessarily easier, but they're going to get treated better about having issues like that, where men, it kind of just gets brushed off.
Yeah, it's like kind of like you
they
saying.
Can get away with more.
Like, yeah, like men are like have like a higher expectation than like some females because like they're expected to do more, like make the sport more exciting than females, I guess you can say sometimes.
Yeah, but then even in high school level, like men do get a lot more attention than females. We can say that from personal experience about just like how people see the basketball games, football games, they're packed up. And then you go to softball, volleyball, stuff like that. You don't really see as many people. So, I mean, I don't think women necessarily have it more difficult. I think that both face their challenges.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh?
It's like the same for me. I don't really think they have it more difficult because like Kim said, they do have like things that make it easier. Like say in baseball, the field is bigger, and softball is smaller and stuff like that. I just think like some people disrespect women, don't take them like as seriously as men with sports, stuff like that.
And kind of staying on that same track, do y'all feel like there's like unique obstacles that women have compared to male athletes?
Yeah, like most pro athletes, like they like have babies, and then like I've heard that like having a baby like takes a toll on your body, which is like like that's like obstacle that female athletes have to like go over sometimes.
I don't know, like I feel like besides just like what you mentioned, Cam, with like pregnancy and stuff like that, just like everyday, like not everyday stuff, but like everyone has mental struggles and stuff like that. But that's just like everybody has it regardless of gender and stuff. But males and females do deal with it differently. It just depends on the person. But I feel like everybody has their own obstacle to go through, but nothing specific to any gender.
It's kind of like the same for me. Like everybody has their own problems and stuff like that. Some people can have more. Like it's like the same.
I just feel like generally, men are obviously like strength wise, they have more strength than women. Like not necessarily that they don't have to build it up themselves, but women already kind of we're already a level below men. Just because of that. Naturally, we're just not going to be stronger, faster most of the time.
We have to work harder to get where we want to be.
All right, so what differences in support, opportunities, or expectations do you think there are?
We kind of talked about that a little bit already.
Yeah, it's like it is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like when like men's and like because like a lot of people like I seen a video one time where Kelsey Plum, she was talking about like how she doesn't want like the same pay as like LeBron and stuff like that. But, like when it comes to like I guess you say endorsements and stuff, like it's different because like they're getting like all these like Nike, he has his own brand, like all these things, like they're like that caused their pay to be more like to like $1 billion and like literally like $100,000 in pay. So she said it's not like necessarily like getting more money, but it's like the media. Like I see a lot of videos on that, like people saying like they don't get enough media. Like me personally, I do like female basketball. Like I watch it. Like I watch a lot of volleyball too. Like I think it's like very exciting to watch. So like I don't know.
I mean, yeah, like the lack of support that we already talked about, that does take away a little bit of the opportunities that men get more of because they're put out there more.
Yeah. And like there's a lot of specifically for softball and pitchers and stuff. If any softball pitcher were to post like a highlight reel of some of their like strikeouts, whatever, majority of the comments on that video are talking about how they would take her quote unquote like 450 dead center. Yeah. It's like saying that they could hit off of her easily. So as far as opportunities go, like women have to really reach out and be outstanding to get the hype that any male athlete would. You got anything about that, Josh? All right. What do you guys think are the societal expectations and stereotypes placed on male and female athletes?
Like with stereotypes, I guess like they expect like I don't know, like agree in the race here, but like black men, they expect them to jump higher And then personally, like as like a black man, like I know I can't like jump. Like I'm someone who play basketball who can't dunk. Like I guess you could say I kind of switch roles because like I can shoot very good, but I can't jump very high. Like if that makes sense. It's like stereotypes can like degrade like people's confidence sometimes because it's like, dang, I can't do this. So it's like, am I good enough to like things like that?
Okay, so like when there was when Angel Reese was talking about like how aggressive and competitive she is on the court, and that's like a problem for for female athletes because they don't want you to be like disrespectful, rude on the court where men do it and it's fine. But there's a part where they don't want female athletes to act like that because they're like stepping out of character, not being a woman. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's something that people expect us not to do. And it's like we can still have that in us where we want to be aggressive, we want to talk trash. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, like I don't talk trash on the court.
Oh, I do.
Not all,
like,
yeah,
like,
I do.
no, I
do
know,
bad.
like no, it's not like I'm more of like I guess you say a silent killer. Like I'll be quiet. Like on defense, like like they're big on talking. So like I'll say something on defense, but like when it comes to like talking trash, like someone will say something to me, and like I'll just shrug it off and like just keep going. Like it's not like I don't really talk that much trash on the court.
I mean, yeah, like with school ball specifically, like girls don't say stuff, and I be wanting to, but I'm like, dang, like the ref might call something on me. I might get a flag or like a red card because girls usually don't do that, especially in volleyball.
Yeah.
And I could say something through the net. You kind of just got to give people dirty looks in volleyball. You just kind of stare at them like.
As far as like stereotypes go, like what I was saying with like girls playing football, girls playing baseball, girls being NASCAR drivers is just not only is it like new because it's deemed as like a male sport, but I feel like a lot of people disagree with it and they're like go find a more quote unquote feminine sport. And I feel like that can ruin the confidence that someone has.
I feel like with stereotypes, like people always have like a stereotype that women can't be like as aggressive as men and think they're supposed to be like soft and just push them over and stuff like that. But I feel like some women can like compete in men's sports, like sports that they play with men, and like even probably make more money than some men athletes.
Or like still on stereotypes, like how do you think like stereotypes affects like athlete self-esteem, like performance media like that portraying like female athletes and stuff like that?
Especially what she said earlier about like the comments and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that definitely like brings your confidence down because you're like, okay, well, people are looking at me a certain type of way, you know, and me personally, like I want to please everybody. So when I play volleyball and I feel like I'm not doing something that everybody wants me to do, I'm like freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, like I got to do better. So seeing people say stuff, even if you're not doing nothing wrong, it kind of makes you feel like, well, dang, like I'm trying the hardest that I can. And it's like really frustrating. So I think it definitely is like it's going to bring your self-esteem down. And social media has a big role in doing that. Yeah,
it does. But then it's like on the other side, some people like hate comments like motivate them to do more. But like I'm the person, I'm like, dang, like I like you said, people pleasing. Like I like in sports, like that's basically what you're doing is people pleasing, like for sports. Sometimes, so it's like when you see people like talk negative about you, it tends to like degrade your self-esteem. And stuff like
I think I've taken it in a couple different ways. Sometimes people say stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you feel, and I'm finna show you something different. Yeah, that's how I felt against Darlington yesterday. But then sometimes it brings you down.
I think like going from like a personal aspect, my dad and my sister have always been like my biggest influence. Like my sister coached me through every sport that I've played or even like thought about. So whenever she would tweak any little thing, it's like, is that not enough? But I mean, like now I realize like she was helping me. But even whenever people like can appreciate the work that I've put in, it's like, seriously, I'm trying this hard and you aren't even seeing it.
Yeah, I think it like affects self-esteem a lot. Like makes them feel like they're not doing enough and want to keep going harder, even though like they should be like, I guess, at the top of their game, I guess you could say.
How does the media coverage impact the perception of female athletes' abilities?
I don't know.
And I guess y'all are looking at it from the male perspective. Yeah. So this is a better question for y'all.
So going back to like March Madness for females, when what's the girl's name? Caitlin Clark, she was playing and she can shoot very good. And I remember I was sitting I love watching women's basketball. It's college basketball. It's like kind of fun. So like I'm sitting watching the game and like we're going through social media and then my friend said something to the group chat. He's like, hey, like I said, I bet you she can like play with like Bryce James. He was like, no, Bryce James would like destroy her. So it's like I guess like the media like it can betray like certain things, but it's like, and then like I guess you can't like really say, I guess like changing people's opinion, kind of like, if you get what I'm saying, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I guess you can say it's like media does have like a big impact on certain things. Like, it shows like a lot of people say like media shows only like the good things, but it also shows like the bad things
Yeah,
as well.
it definitely doesn't just show the good things.
Yeah.
And some people like to point out the bad things specifically and
Yeah.
make that a big deal.
Mhm. I was just gonna say, like, you can pick and choose what you want to post online, because like unless if you know the person, one little like clip isn't gonna show you their whole personality.
And especially being on social media, I feel like people find the bad stuff. And
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
look, she did that.
Especially like in our generation, like
Yeah.
we don't like mainly post like the bad stuff more than like the good stuff sometimes.
We're a little messy.
Yeah, like the same. I feel like the media changes like a person's like how they feel about like different sports, like females and stuff like that. I feel like it changes like the whole perspective of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what is the media portrayal of female athletes?
I feel like it's like an even mixture. Like, I mean, of what is shown, like, is some like how we were talking about like bad stuff is typically more shown than good stuff. But as far as like highlights and stuff go, like mistakes are shown as well as highlights. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I just don't look into enough stuff like that. But from what I've seen, I feel like it's pretty balanced as far as more negative and positive stuff goes.
I agree with that. I don't know. I think it comes from like multiple sides. You see good stuff, you see the bad stuff. It's not just like specifically one thing. I mean, because it shows the same kind of stuff for male athletes too. So you can't just say that specifically women, because there's a lot of both.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. Yeah, I guess you can say that like the same too.
All right. Well, do y'all think that there are any disparities in coaching, facilities, or funding?
Like with female, not really, because like most female athletes, like the coaches like come from playing like they kind of like share the same like facilities and like coaching, like especially with pro athletes. Like I know like the Aces use like Los Angeles Lakers, like they use like the same basically facilities. So like I don't think it's like really like any like disfunding with that, like when it comes to.
I think it depends on the level too. Though.
Yeah.
I saw one volleyball court. I forget where it was, but there was like, I think 18,000 people there.
You're talking
something.
about
The Nebraska game?
Yeah,
I seen that too.
It was like 92.
Yeah, they like broke the record
Yeah.
for female like
I forgot.
for like female sports, like
They used
anything.
the football field at Nebraska, but they don't talk about on social media that it was like it wasn't just like the girls' game. There was a concert that was associated with it. So it wasn't just for the volleyball game. The volleyball game was probably still going to be very, very packed, but it was something else going on. There was a concert that had that same. That's why they had it so big.
And see, that's what go back to like media portraying of female.
Yeah, because they didn't. Nobody said nothing about it. I had to find that out from my sports medicine teacher. And I looked it up and was like, "Oh my god, what?"
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of. I think funding in like levels like high school, we don't get as much money.
Yeah, okay, I'll agree with that. Yeah,
even just with volleyball, the boys have already gotten so much more than we have ever gotten.
They got their money to start the program, and then that got put into all the new stuff. And where the girls are like, well, dang, where's our new stuff?
Where's our Nike Tech? Where's our nice shoes?
Yeah, but I do understand because it's a new program. But if you start going to college and pro levels, they do have more money that funds them. So
I kind of agree. Like so, like as the levels goes up, like more money like gets puts into the sport, kind of like basically.
Okay, so do any of you know what Title IX is?
No, not at all.
Title IX states no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. All federal agencies that provide grants or of financial assistance are required to enforce Title IX non-discrimination mandate.
I think that's good that they have that.
I mean, like I never really heard of it. So like it's like I guess it's like
that's
what?
I mean, do y'all think that this rule is being adhered to?
I mean,
I feel like in part, but whenever it like would be kind of ignored, it's like just enough to where it can still be kept secret. So like if gender discrimination was to be like put into place, like it wouldn't be anything that's super standoutish, so that the person at fault could be like blamed specifically for it. Like it gets to be like brushed under the fridge or whatever you want to call it, like sweep under the carpet.
Well, I think that people can find a way to not go against like the law part of it. They still, I mean, obviously there's still discrimination in certain instances. It's just not stuff that gets made a big deal about, I think. Like, you know what I mean? You can still find a way around anything. And people are still going to have their feelings about stuff, so.
Yeah. All right. So do y'all guys have any like shout outs before we end here?
I'll give a shout out to my sister, Brittany Sehnke. She's the softball head coach here. Just like because we were talking about her today. Thank her for doing everything that she has done for me. T, you got any shout outs?
I have one.
Yeah.
My aunt,
Okay, Kim.
Brandon Hillam, she actually like she's the reason I started like getting into like female sports, kind of, you could say, because she's like a big advocate for female sports too. So
I have to shout out to my club coach in Myrtle Beach that has made like the love for this sport that I play as big as it is. And shout out to my future college coach at Shaw, who has given me the opportunity of a full ride scholarship next year. I really appreciate both those people.
what about you, Josh?
I want to give a shout out to my mom. She pushes me every day to keep going hard.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining us this week on the Tiger Town podcast. Remember, you can find us on all podcast platforms. Until next time, I'm Talia.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Cam, and we're out.